Yeah.
It's one step for a guy like you had on. This is what makes those people dangerous. It's just a one jump for him to make that statement and make the stupid people, the real, the ones with 3 teeth and 6 brain cells.
Yeah.
Hi there, Brian. I'm just listening to the theme and some of that's coming up in these conversations. One of the things that a cult leader does, the most important thing, is they take away the need for people to think for themselves, which is one of probably the biggest responsibility an adult has, is to make their own decisions and think for themselves. And the cult leader, like Donald Trump is a cult leader, he takes that need away from people, and that's a great weight off their shoulders. And so his followers will believe anything he says because it's a weight off their shoulders. So it doesn't matter how stupid it is. In fact, the more stupid, the more it shows that you're a loyal supporter. So when I watch these ridiculous statements by Trump, which we all see, we say, why do people believe them? That's not the right question. Is that they're obligated to believe them because it takes that responsibility away from themselves to have to think for themselves. Whatever he says is right.
Okay, so I agree with you, Paul, but I'm amazed, Paul, at how many gullible or stupid people there are in the United States of America that they actually buy into this stuff. Like, they always say, I did my own research, right? But their own research is listening to Newsmax or OAN or Jesse Waters. Like, that's how they do their research. I'm amazed how many stupid people there are in this country that believe this nonsense.
Yeah, but then you get a conduit. Like the guy you had yesterday, he sounds smart. So the people you're talking about, the real dumbos, say, well, I got my information from him because he's like a conduit between the stupid stuff. He sanitizes the stupid stuff and makes it sound true. So those people you're talking about can say, well, I listened to him, and he sounds smart, and he makes the thing we know is stupid sound almost plausible, and
Here's how it works.
Plausible enough for those people.
To exactly what you are talking about. The guest I had on yesterday made the case that AOC wants everyone in Israel to be exterminated, or at least at a minimum displaced, because she might not agree with how Israel took that territory. There's a difference between disagreeing on how Israel took the territory and making everybody in Israel suffer because of it. She does not want to do that. And that guy is the guy that makes statements like that, just like Donald Trump does. And then they'll correlate that to AOC must be a murderer and an anti-Semite, which, by the way, she is not. That's a perfect example of what you're talking about, and I will not allow it on this show. Yeah. I will not allow it.
You're absolutely right. And I'm Jewish. I'm pro-state of Israel in its purity, in the way it was intended to be. I'm not pro the genocide of another nation. So in that sense, and I'm sure that's largely what AOC is like. I do not believe she wants to wipe out Israel.
No, she doesn't.
It's one step.
Yeah.
It's one step for a guy like you had on. This is what makes those people dangerous. It's just a one jump for him to make that statement and make the stupid people, the real, the ones with 3 teeth and 6 brain cells.
Yeah.
It's then one step for him to sanitize that statement and make them think it's true.
Well, you're right. And that's the entire MAGA Republican Party today, my friend. Paul, it's so good to hear from you calling from the UK, and I love it when you call in, and I really appreciate your calls. You're absolutely right. The step that they make, I remember when Maxine Waters said we need to get in their face. And they turned that into, well, Maxine Waters is responsible for all the Black Lives Matter violence that took place. Being confrontational with somebody does not mean beating police officers, okay? Now, you might say to yourself, well, Brian, Donald Trump didn't incite the insurrection. Okay, let me ask you all MAGA idiots a question. If Maxine Waters didn't say get confrontational, do the Black Lives Matters protests still happen? Yes, of course they do. Does the violence still happen, which I don't condone? Yes, of course it does. If Donald Trump concedes the 2020 election and doesn't say the election was stolen, does January 6th still happen? Of course the answer is no. So for any of these MAGA idiots out there that want to say the left does the same thing, it's very easy to shut down that.
Get out of our country. Stay out of our business. This is our country, not yours. Piss off.
I love it. Good to have you on, my friend.
I got a question. I was listening to this, he calls it a fake report, when I mentioned in the super chat about debunking the tattoos. I still don't know why he has not been sued. And the second of all is, how is this getting away from everybody? Like, are you, not you particularly, in America, how are you guys so stupid? Like, what the fuck? Sorry.
Oh, watch
what
the
is
language.
wrong
Watch
with you guys.
watch the language.
What's wrong? What's your
I think there's a
the
lot.
problem?
So I think there's multiple problems here. And Leonard, if I'm missing anything, please let me know.
Well, they probably don't have the money to start with to initiate a lawsuit.
Yeah, that could be. I think a lot of these people are very ill-informed and uneducated, and I think.
Well, yeah, I get that. I get that, and it's been like, and not to put you're intelligent. You guys are intelligent, but all the right-wing nut jobs out there,
Yeah.
you just follow the money. That's all you do is grift, and they go off the rage, the hate, and that's why Canada here, we had to go for a 2-tier system. Normally they go for 4, but we had to, collaborate with everybody to make sure the conservatives here in Canada didn't win, because he has the same talking points as Trump. He is a Trump light.
Hold
They
on.
didn't win thanks to
Hold
Trump.
on, Mr. Canada. Mr. Canada, are you trying to say that you're not going to be the 51st state? Is that what you're trying to say, sir?
Exactly. Exactly what Carney said. That's why I back Carney.
He won on a
Because
landslide.
Carney, it will defend. Because if Pierre Poilievre would have won, he says in his last tweet, stay out of like again, he would have folded like a freaking wet napkin and sold us out to the freaking American, not to you, but to Trump and everybody else, and I would have lost my goddamn mind. I actually had to leave work today. I had a big argument with my boss. He's a huge Trump fan. I'm like, why? Well, he's a businessman. Okay, yeah, I explained to him he lost 3
He's
casinos.
terrible at business.
One's about to go down, and the market has crashed. Oh, well, the market is good. I'm like, no, it's not. Look at the stocks.
I want to ask you one more question, Mr. Canada, before we let you go here. If you had the opportunity, it's got to be PG-13 for radio purposes. But if you were in a room with Donald Trump right now, what would you say to him?
Oh, man, I can't say it. I can't. I can't.
Try.
Oh,
Our listeners want to know. Try, but PG-13.
Step down.
Yeah.
Get out of our country. Stay out of our business. This is our country, not yours. Piss off.
I love
I thought it was going PG for a minute there, but then
Piss off. I like it.
Love you, Brian. I'll
Love you
talk
too.
to you soon. I'll continue supporting you.
Thank
Mr.
you,
Canada.
Thank you, Mr. You're the best, Mr. Canada. Piss off. I love to hear a Canadian say that.
we
That's
were
great.
G, and then we kind of went into PG. So.
I like Mr. Canada. Thanks for the call, my friend. I appreciate you. We have a call from Belgium. Let's go to Peter. Peter's calling from Belgium. Peter, what time is it in Belgium right now?
Now it's almost 10 o'clock.
Well, I appreciate you staying up late for me, Peter. What's on your mind today?
Because you said over JFK and Trump over there who would be elected.
Say that one more time for me, sir.
JFK
yeah.
and Trump.
Yeah.
And Trump.
Yeah.
Who they elected now as
Yeah.
doctor.
So
Between-
Peter, they announced a new nominee as U.S. Surgeon General. The problem is she never finished her residency and she has no medical license, and they're lying about her record as far as her grades in school.
Of course they're lying.
Yep. What do people in Belgium think about Donald Trump as a whole?
What I think about Donald Trump, he's a dickhead.
Well,
Okay.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
I know J.J. Vance said in Europe we don't have freedom of speech.
Yeah.
But, sorry, he's just a dickhead.
Well, he is, and J.D. Vance also called Donald Trump possibly the next American Adolf Hitler, and so I guess J.D. Vance is working for Hitler now too. So you're right about that. So what is the sense? Do you feel differently, sir, about America now? Do people in Belgium as a whole feel differently about America as a country now than they did maybe before Donald Trump got into office?
I think what happened now with America is comparing to German Nazi 1930s,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
from ICE. You had ICE, then they had Gestapo
Hmm.
for the raid. And what's happening now, it's going to be a very, very long time before Europe and other countries going to trust America again.
Yeah. I tend to agree with you. Are you concerned, as I am, about Vladimir Putin in Russia and the way Donald Trump is coddling Putin? Are you afraid for your country? And are you afraid that if Vladimir Putin does win this war, that Belgium could be next one day?
It doesn't surprise me. He just wants to back the old days when the Berlin Wall was standing there.
Mm-hmm.
So Eastern Germany, Poland, all the eastern side of Europe, back to Russia.
I'm with you, Peter.
That's what.
I'm with you. Spread the word out there in Belgium. We want more people from Belgium calling into the show, and you call back anytime, Peter. I love the people of Belgium, and I'm honored that you listen to the show. Thank you so much for calling in, my friend.